Alright, so I am here today to talk about kind of two different things. One, to show you how awesome this stuff is. This is my favorite sandalwood scent. The other is, I had a weird experience in this store. I always kind of have a weird experience in this store. I like it. Don't get me wrong. But it's weird. So let me first show you this stuff. And then I'll kind of talk about kind of my shaving worldview, I guess. So if you guys hadn't seen, David Gonzalez did a sandalwood video. And I think he said Art of Shaving is his favorite scent. And I actually got to smell that today. And it's good. I didn't bloom it, so I should have bloomed it when I was at the store just to see what it was like. And then I smelled Taylor of Old Bond Street, which I think is a lot of guys' favorite sandalwood. But this one, if you haven't smelled, this is like the best. I'll argue with all those guys. This one is the best smelling sandalwood. This is an amazing scent. I'll show you. And I'm not shaving or anything. I already shaved earlier today. Just going to use a little tiny, what is that? That's like a large pea. I'm just using my water from my faucet, which is like a, I think it's hard water actually. And kind of get the water out of the brush. And just show you how great this actually is. I mean, this is really good soap. And hopefully I don't get water all over the mirror again. We're on the camera. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see this. The lighting's kind of hard to, but this is real shiny, super slick. And let me get, I mean, peaks, amazing scent, super cushion. I mean, this is awesome soap. This is great. Fantastic. Okay. So, I paid, actually I think it was like I think it was actually like $23. $23 and some change for this. And it's 2.6 ounces. And I'm pretty sure I can order this online cheaper, but then you got shipping and stuff. Anyway, so one of the consensus, the general ideas in the store that just really bugs me is one of the guys said, I like creams, and his attitude was like, you have to use creams to shave with because he doesn't like to revisit the puck after every pass. So I don't know what he had shaved with beforehand, and you got to understand this store is pretty traditional as far as wet shaving gear, traditional wet shaving gear goes. They have the 3 T's, GOF Trumper, Taylor, Truefitt, Colin Conk, what's the other one? Edwin Jagger. They've got Mercure blades and they got Edwin Jagger brushes. And that's pretty much it. And Dovo straight razors. But there's not really any. They do have some Lucky Tiger, face wash and stuff. But they don't have any Artisans except for like beard products. I guess they have noticed the increase of guys with facial hair. So they've been including stuff like Beard Brand. And there's a few others. Bluebeard, something like that. Which is all good stuff. But as far as shaving goes, the attitude was like creams. Now, I haven't tried any of the traditional shaving soaps, the actual hard pucks, but videos I've seen like Nick shaves, he could not get the hard soaps to lather, and from what I've read in forums, the hard soaps are really hard to lather. So if that's the guy's only experience, is lathering pucks is hard compared to cream, then yes. But in my experience, if I've used, for instance, Now it's Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, but something like this, How to Grow Mustaches 1.0, hard soap, you get just as good of a lather and cushion and slickness. And you get, this is 8 ounces. I think this is 8 ounces. Yeah, 8 ounces. And I think you pay like 18 bucks or something. 14 to 18 bucks. So way more soap and just as easy to lather. And if you have to revisit the puck, that's okay, but you're not lathering enough soap on your brush. You shouldn't have to keep revisiting it after every pass. Not saying you're doing it totally wrong if you have to, but that's just kind of unnecessary. You should load enough soap on your brush that you don't need to keep doing that. And then the other attitude, I mentioned Artisans, so again, you know, How to Grow Mustache, Razor Rock, Katie's Bubbles, just to name a few, Bear Stern Man, Cold River Soapworks. You're getting a crazy amount of soap. 8 ounces. Huge tub. Katie's Bubbles. Look at this. Filled to the top. I don't know how I will ever use all of this soap. And you pay 20 bucks for this. Almost 4 times the amount. Same price. And so I mentioned Artisans and how I'm hooked up with a lot of I know all these artisan soap makers, and the owner of the shop just totally discounted the idea that this stuff is just as good as this stuff. And it just boggled my mind that like his wet shaving worldview was kind of limited. I don't want to say small. Limited. And it just bugged me today. I don't know why. Like, I don't know. I'll show you. Okay, so you remember what this looked like. I'm going to use my hard water on this soap. I haven't even soaked the brush. And this is How to Grow Mustaches hard soap. And I'm spending probably just as amount of time as I was on the other stuff, just loading the brush. That's maybe the only difference there. Alright. Now just to show you guys. I mean, right away, I barely even touched my hand. And I'm getting awesome lather. Super shiny. Super slick. I mean, this stuff is... And again, look at that. This is How to Grow Mustaches King R Emporium. Super cushioning. Super slick. Smells just as good for a fraction of the cost. And I know these guys are trying to run a business. They're trying to sell product. And it's also in a part of town that's kind of a higher end of people probably come in and out of that store. So I get it from that aspect. But to kind of write off the Artisans, saying that the only stuff that is the good stuff is English made soap because it's been around for 100 years or more, and you know, thinking that you've got to pay this kind of money to get high quality soap and discount Artisans, seriously, I told the guy, yeah, I know all these Artisans, and he said, there's a lot of people out there making their own soaps. Yeah. And they're awesome soaps. Razor Rock. Fine. I love this soap. I mean, these are just as high quality, just as good as this stuff. And don't get me wrong, I love this. I love this scent. This is a wonderful scent. I actually wish like Katie's Bubbles or Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements or one of those guys would make this exact scent, just to kind of show these guys up. Because, I mean, Katie's Bubbles. Let's try this. I haven't even shaved with it. I'm going to lather it up. Why not? I'm having too much fun, so. And here's the thing, one of the guy's arguments, the owner, he said, I don't like suds. I don't like foam. Okay. That's cool. But the problem is you got to work it just maybe a little more. But again, I can barely, I mean, this is a lot of water, so it's not thickening up. Oh, this is nice. Mile High, guys, if you haven't tried Mile High. Again, super sheeny. This is super sheeny. I mean, this is more sheeny than the other two soaps. And, yeah, a lot more water than I needed. But again, the guy was saying he liked kind of yogurt consistency. Katie's Bubbles. You want yogurt? Just $20. You get a huge amount of soap. Awesome cushion. Smells great. So, this goes back to kind of the whole idea, do you need expensive stuff to get a great shave? And yeah, if you're getting into wet shaving, yes, initially you're going to pay, let's see, starter kit, let's just say you're doing the lowest of the low. So you buy like a $3 Lord razor, you buy some Arco for $3, you buy some blades for, I don't know, $5, say for a pack. Let's say you went with feathers, and let's say you splurged on the aftershave, $20 on one of the Artisan aftershaves. So you spend a total of, what did I say, 5, 6, 11, so about $41. That's low end. Let's say high end, you get a Plisson, $30. You get Katie's Bubbles for $20, so you're at $50. You get a aftershave for $25, so you're at $75. You get a razor, and let's say you go crazy and you get a Mercor 34C HD, so you're spending $43, about $90 initially. But then when you're done with it, I mean, that's just all going to last you a super long time. You're going to have just as good of a shave as if you've had a, I don't know, one of the higher end, high price, like the Future $100 razor, and then let's say you went nuts and bought the big thing of this and the aftershave, so you're looking at $100 for just this and the aftershave. I mean, yeah, you could spend tons of money, but to discount the Artisans because for whatever reason is silly. So I don't know. I just wanted to, one, show you this. I love this scent. I'm excited that I'm going to get to shave with it at some point in time soon. But also to kind of talk about a weird attitude in the shaving community that I don't agree with. I don't agree that you've got to have super expensive stuff. Is it okay to have super expensive stuff? Sure. Do you need it? No. So, yeah, I don't know. This is weird. It's just bugging me. I don't know why. But it did. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, another thing, real quick. I don't think I ever will, but if I ever had a problem with Truefitt and Hill, I highly doubt I could get a hold of the owner and tell him my problem, and he said, I'll fix it. Not all day long. I try to give these guys their space. But if I needed to bug Douglas, I could. If I needed to bug Joseph, for whatever reason, I could. And I have. And he's been awesome. If I needed to talk to Chris Cullen, the skipper at Katie's Bubbles, I definitely could. And he would help me out with whatever my problem is. And Soap Commander, any of those guys. Or ladies. There's also ladies. Amanda Stott, the Seabirds. Any of those people, if I had a problem, I could contact them and they would make it right. Because that's how awesome the artisan shaving community is. So I guess I just want to say thanks to all of you guys that are making soaps for us in the shaving community and kind of showing up these guys that it can be done cheaper, better, and awesome. More awesome customer service. So yeah, that's all I had to say. Hope you guys are having a blessed week. I don't know. I don't know why I got bugged so much by it, but it did. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good one. Talk to you later, and more videos to come shortly. See ya.